Hello everyone! Saturday session here on Sean Does FM. Hope you're all doing well. G'day. And today, rookie to royalty, we're going to try and turn around that catastrophe late last stream here at Napoli, because it might have already stuffed our Serie A title chances. We are still alive, just in the Champions League. Our first game is the first leg of a round of 16 tie in the Champions League, but obviously with that form, the draw we got was after we changed tactics around the 50-odd minute mark when they scored there through Gui. Immediate goal and went to a gegenpress. But yeah, we started with the Atlanta game. We went down to Bologna and, oh boy, it was not a good stream. Admittedly, a couple of absolute gifts from Golob, like two of the worst giveaways you'll ever see, leading to goals to both Roma and Bologna, so legitimately costing us like a good 4 points through those errors. But it felt like the game was trying to tell us we needed a new tactic, so that's what we're going to be trying out today to try and turn things around, because we're actually I thought it was a quarterfinal of the Coppa Italia. It's a semi-final against Bologna, over 2 legs though. The first leg's miles before the second leg, so probably only going to do the first leg today. Champions League round of 16, and then we've got some interesting Serie A games. Maybe Juventus away, that could be big, but we are quite a way behind Inter now, 5 points, having actually been above them at one stage last stream. So really have bottled that currently. So hopefully we get back on track today with this. It's a 4-3-3. It's not that different. It's just a vertical tiki taka. But hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're looking for today's streaming on YouTube, thumbs up would help out greatly. And also drop a follow on Twitch if you haven't done so already. We're off to Man City next season. Let's do a quick little check actually of how they're getting on, because they were 19th in the Prem. They've been in debt, if you think that this is all a bit weird. They are still 19th in the Prem. I think we're taking over a championship team, although they're only 6 points off Everton. They're getting better. It feels like that gap has closed. They drew with Bournemouth. Bournemouth are a top half team. That's not awful. They did beat Everton. That's big. They should be doing a lot more of that, because their team's actually quite, like, it's good. It's a top half team at least. They did lose to Newcastle, who are all right. Yeah. Where's City? Drew with Leicester. They're doing all right. They did all right that little patch when we were going awfully, but we're going there next season. It could be in the championship, so that could be interesting. But we rescued a draw there against Bologna, so we'll see what this vertical tiki taka does here when we take on Eintracht Frankfurt. We do actually have a game, that Coppa Italia first leg, in between these 2 legs, so it does mean that we can't do the who goes through straight away, but they are third in the Bundesliga. I think that's above Bayern. They are above Bayern by 2 points. It's Leipzig and Dortmund currently fighting out for the title. Leipzig, though, with a game in hand, but a decent Eintracht Frankfurt team. I think we had to play them at times back at Betis. Ruud van Nistelrooy is in charge these days, having left Lille after 1 season there. He's done exactly what we did. He spent 9 years, close to 10 though, at Lyon, so he's done a fair bit, his old Ruud. But we'll see how things go. Scaloni is obviously very happy that Bologna got a couple of points off us, a point off us there. Thank goodness for Galatello, because he scored a double. So we'll see how things go today, but we had to change tactic. That form just screamed, you've been slotted in the second season, and because you were banned from doing transfers in January because the board wouldn't let you for a little while because you're leaving next season. It's not because of your signings, it's because the tactics. You're not allowed to keep winning things. At least that's what it felt like. A little bit up ourselves there, but we are going for our 4th straight league title as a manager, having got the 3 in a row at Betis. Before we disappear to England, we're trying to win one here and get a Serie A, but it's going to be tough now. We've got to make a big gap up on Inter, albeit we play them final match of the season. So if we can just get one match week where we get a win and they don't, we might still have a chance to turn it around on the final match week. Not sure if vertical tiki taka is going to be the greatest thing to try and beat good teams like Inter, but we'll see how we go during today's stream. as long as we pick up a trophy, now I'm kind of in a good spot. But the last 4 games of last stream were atrocious, as unfortunately Inter have just beaten Torino, so they will potentially go even further clear, which is not great. Might be now out to 8 points. Ugh. So really not ideal then. Yeah, but we've got the game in hand on them, but it has allowed Roma and Lazio and Juve to actually close a gap on us a little bit too, which is not great. We want to at least make sure we get Champions League for the slot next season, I suppose. Not that we care that much, let's be honest, we're already leaving. But standards. So Eintracht Frankfurt, let's hopefully, we've got a little while before we have to worry about Serie A, and we actually start off there with a game against bottom of the table, I think it is, so we should be sweet there. And see if this vertical Tiki Taka will just get our mojo back, even if it long term we actually go back to what was working for like most of the season before. Just need to give a bit of a jolt up these guys at the moment, because they are letting me down quite badly, to say the least. Now you can go off the shortlist because you're not very good. You definitely are. Okay. Mentoring. Cool. I need to actually check out their familiar cat team. I reckon they're going right this season. Okay, actually, is a good point too. So, tactics, sure. Set pieces, hopefully, are still. I think, yeah, okay, so we got all those sorted. We'll do that, and then we'll go to penalties and Hogarth. You can go up a lot further. There we go. Okay. But yeah, before that form, we were going outside of Europe because we've been struggling in Europe most of the year pretty well. A little bit of a couple of funny losses there to, into Lille, Fiorentina when they got new manager bounce. But once we sorted it out off the back of that stream, we've been really good. So that just came out of nowhere last stream. So we'll see how the VTT goes today. It is one of my favourite tactics when it goes well. Although not another injury. Oh, the game hates me right now. Sonati's potential's gone down quite significantly, so that's interesting. Although we don't have to worry about transfers here anymore. That's not that bad an injury. We can cop that. We've already lost Fortea for a good month or so, so we're very light at right back. Dressing room's actually, it's average, but team cohesion's excellent, so weird. Yeah, Perugia are last, and they're on 10 points. If we're not doing anything against those guys, we're in deep trouble in 4 games' time, but a fair way to go before then. Though Juve can only beat them 1-0 thanks to Garnacho. Fiorentina are coming up too. They're doing all right, so that's a little bit interesting. Yeah, we're going to go positive. See, that was interesting because there's a bunch of stuff that, because we've changed our tactic, it's a little bit interesting how much of this we actually want to edit now. I think I might just leave it going to this next game and just see what happens. Try and get some consistency with how we play. That might be the way to go, but certainly going to be a touch nervy maybe. But hopefully we can get a good result here at home. Like we did somewhat against Benfica, then not stuff it up completely on the road, because that really did wreck us. Now, we've got some injuries to deal with here, although not too bad. He's kind of going to be close to fit anyway. He will be fit tomorrow. So just the players who are not selected, so it'll be these types. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all we can put available for the Youth League. But we've still got a chance at the Champions League if we get this right. And Eintracht Frankfurt, honestly, I've heard we could have gotten the round of 16, not too bad. So hopefully we'll make the most of this. We'll get a prediction going for this first league. As I said, can't do both leagues in one here because we've got Coppa Italia in between. So I'll try and keep myself from looking too orange or pale today, but the light outside is very up and down weather here in New Zealand at the moment. It is a bit all over the shop. All right, we'll chuck a quick save on. And get into some UCL action. Vertical Tiki Taka. Can it work? Please work. Otherwise, oh, this is gonna be, they might sack me. Not that it's too much long-term impact. The other thing here is, we're looking at how the draw works out. We could be actually setting up a tie with Betis, our former club here. So that'll be fun, wouldn't it? That they should ruin us, given how we're going at the moment. And even if it's not them, Arsenal are all right as well. So, fun times. So Fortea's out for 4 weeks, so we're going Torres at right back, Graf at left back. A few role changes. Hilariously, Golob's actually doing pretty much exactly the same thing, which I'm not sure is a great idea, but we'll see how it works. So's Leone, and so's Camacho. I think everywhere else there's slight changes, especially the wing backs, outright inverted wing back or inside wing back, and the pressing wing fullback on defence outright. Inside fullback, holding fullback on the left for Graf. Pressing centre mid for Udrago. It's a complete, it's not a complete change. Degenbach's now gone to a midfield playmaker instead of a channel mid. Winger out right instead of, I think that was a wide forward, instead of a inside forward or whatever the new language is for that. We have a wide forward on the left-hand side and a deep lying forward instead of a complete forward. So that's the changes that we've made, as well as just being the vertical Tiki Taka style. Or actually, sorry, not even vertical, it's just Tiki Taka. I cocked that up completely, didn't I? But that, because it seemed to match what we were doing best of the tactics that the game suggested, does mean we're going quite low tempo. Counter press, but honestly, it's not super different to what we were doing. And we're not playing for set pieces, we've been garbage at set pieces. So we'll see how this goes. Bottle, yeah, mate, I've got it prepared already. We did that last stream, I'm hopingly so, but Eintracht Frankfurt Champions League, let's see how we go. Hopefully, we've got a couple of non-Serie A games to see how this works. We've got Coppa Italia semi, not quarterfinal, I put in the post when I was going live, against Bologna, who we just drew 3-3 with as well, so that's in between. So we got a couple of big knockout games. The media are giving us credit, I don't know why, because have they seen our recent form, but here we go. Hope you're doing well though, Zito. Well, I also have to remember too, there's a semi-large rugby game with my team at 4 PM of all times today, so I'll put that on the background in about an hour's time. But I do need to focus on if this tactic works, the Tiki Taka. I thought we were playing vertical Tiki Taka, we're not, so we'll see how it's Tiki Taka. There's Eintracht Frankfurt in their very non-teamer uniforms compared to ours. Only thing legit is that Champions League badge. But we've got second in Serie A versus third in the Bundesliga. But they're above Bayern, so it's a little bit scary. Although Bayern have been, Nagelsmann's got them going awfully. To be fair, could argue lots of cases around that. It's a corner early to Eintracht Frankfurt. Oh dear. Well, I thought we dealt with that well. There are bodies everywhere, but then we just headed it straight out to Kanazun of all people. Oh, and that's just gone wide of Golob's goal. As I said, it's one of the very few positions that with this tactic has not changed at all. And given the way he's been going, that's very questionable. But we'll see how it goes and then maybe adapt the system from there. We can make changes as we see fit through these highlights and whatnot that we see. But Hogarth, we're starting him and DL. They should be our best wingers. So we'll see how we go here with the Tiki Taka. Oh, Deckenbach, Raphael. Hopefully he stayed on there, DL. He's bottled that though, isn't he? That is a bottle, that shot, because he could have pulled the trigger about a touch earlier, and I reckon that would have been a goal. He just maybe took one too many, and the goalie was able to shut that down. Nice from Santarelli, but DL really should have put that away to make it 1-0. It was a nice chance that we created. And we're starting to get on top quite well. So early signs encouraging for Milikawa being Real Madrid. They are going very well. They knocked out Bayern. I'm pretty sure. They knocked out someone big. Still 0-0 between Betis and Arsenal, which I think is the tie we keep an eye on. We're dominating the game, so I don't mind that. We are on like much lower tempo, so we should be getting very good chances when we eventually create them. There's Hogarth in there for Camacho. Torres also means that we should stay quite fit as Raphael recovers the ball nicely for us there. Drago, long ranger. Oh, there we go. We deserve some luck after last stream. We'll take that off the post. 1-0 thanks to our captain, just past the half-hour mark. Napoli have a lead. Feels like that's the first time I've said that in quite a while. Santos is a bit unlucky there. I tend to alternate, truth be told. If I find a really good club or one club save to do, I'll do that. But I do like to alternate. Like 1 year I'll do a Journeyman, 1 year I'll do a one sort of club save or something a bit more long term. So yeah, that's I don't mind either. But I felt like that going into 26 with the women's game being added to Journeyman felt a bit more interesting. Own goal, cooking. But I don't mind either. But yeah, it depends what vibe I'm in. I think I'm already thinking for 27. More of a one clubbish save. I won't reveal exactly what I'm going to do, but it'll definitely be more along the one club route. I think does help out with like making the youth intakes and stuff a bit more interesting than in Journeyman save. But I did like the idea of a Journeyman this year, just trying to pick up a couple of different trophies around the continents, which we've kind of done. We've never really touched South America or North America, but we got a Women's Asian Champions League. We could have tried the men's, but then Betis pinched us from Tokyo. So, yeah, it's been... Oh, my word. Hello. 3-0 before half-time. Oh! Should have done this. Should have done this like before the... Should have done this earlier, but in my defence, it was only like 3 losses in a row. It just so happened that they were at the worst time possible in Serie A. 3-0, and admittedly, the Bundesliga may be a farmers' league. 3-0 though, this is going great. Look how convincing that is. We've got the biggest margin of any team here. Betis and Arsenal still 0-0. Milikawa still being Real Madrid. Things you'd love to see. No one's playing badly. Golob's... Don't actually know, we won't say anything about how he's going. But I'm happy, lads. That's great. Football. Love it. Not a great start to the second half there from Hogarth. But yeah, it is personal preference, but I flip-flop. So it probably doesn't help you out too much there, Zito. It's one of those things, if I've done one year, I tend to try and do the other and then go back to the other next time around. Oh, I think he's outside the box when he went down there, Hogarth. It's close, but I think when the contact was made, it will be outside. And correct. Okay, so we got a free kick anyway. Oh, is this going to be... No, that's an awful free kick. Okay, well, complete waste of chance there. But 3-0 up before half-time. That is a much more convincing effort from us, especially in Europe. We've been garbage in Europe pretty much all season. So this is very encouraging if we're going to wake up continentally when things are about to get actually serious. As Dier gets that back. What's he going to do here? Offloads it for Camacho. It's been saved by Santarelli. There it took a deflection, but looked like a little fingertip there, potentially, and makes that scrum. But off the back of a early corner to Frankfurt, we've been all over them here. Not a great pass there, looking for Raphael. He's playing very well as a DLF, though. Deep line forward, now Hogarth. Holds things up, Torres. Back to Leone, who's gone on a bit of an adventure. Hogarth. Nice touch to get just beyond his man. Then, oh, he's doing him. He's doing him. Oh, what a goal. Regan Hogarth has been pretty good since he's come in. He's given someone the shush. It's a home game, Regan. Not too sure. Maybe save that for when you're in Germany in a week's time. But 4-0 could be peak for us because we might be able to, dare I say it, rotate for a Champions League second leg if we hold on to a 4-goal advantage. If we can find the update of things going to next season, it's probably a couple of quite fun one club saves like a Leicester City in League One, like that sort of thing would be quite fun. Oh no, for Militao over Real Madrid. What on earth is happening there? What is happening with Militao in this save? They do tend to be one of those teams about 10 or 15 years into a save over in Portugal that just explodes and starts going well in Europe. It is quite wild, as Frankfurt might actually attack here. Why has he got so much space there? Massive save from Golob, and we've somehow got that out for a corner. They really should have put home the rebound, so happy days there. The defence is stepping up when they need to. Not that it's been called upon a heap, but the opposition do have 1 XG. So the XG is not too different here. Drago is knackered. He's on a hat-trick, but we've got a cup semi coming up soon, so Diak will come on for him. And also Torres is knackered to Kosberg. Our backup right back these days. Of course, since the, the chaos around deadline day. Diaz cooked now, so to Silva. Keep these guys fresh. I was hoping they wouldn't get so tired with a much lower tempo, but we are on a bit of a quick backup here from that Bologna game. So that might be why. The team that we're about to play next up in the Coppa Italia First League semi-final. Big old gap between first and second legs in that comp as Deckenbach runs through, but shoots it straight into the path of Santarelli. He's able to pick out the corner there, either of them. I think that makes it 5-0 and it's almost tie over. Which, to be fair, it probably should be quite close to anyway here. Camacho's now knackered. Let's get Nakana on. And Hogarth having a blinder. Goal and assist, arguably player of the match. According to rating, we'll get Lopafido on for him. So that'll be all our subs. I can't praise in this half for some reason. Have the board blocked me from doing that as well? They already ruined my bloody January late on. 2-0 for Militao over Real Betis, beating Arsenal 1-0. Our former club, as Luis Enrique got that sorted. To be fair, we did beat them last year as well, but that is a hammering. That is much more like it. They didn't play very well, but we've dominated that game. 64% possession, good shots to shots on target ratio, a Golob clean sheet, and no weirdness. That's a very good result. It's a very good result. Stoked with that, fellas. Absolutely loving that. Yeah, Real Betis beat Arsenal. We did beat Arsenal back when we were there last year. Was it semi or quarter? We beat them in one of those late rounds. It must have been the semi because we had Napoli in the quarters or something like that. So that does check out. Only 1-0 though. That's going to be interesting. A late Leray goal. So that's intriguing. Tell you what, that'd be a heck of a setup if we could play them in the quarterfinals. How are they doing? Just they're third. They're getting better. 9 behind Barca. They're coming into it late. Still miles. Barca should not bottle that. But you never know. They have not won a title during this entire save. So, you know. They might be the bottlers of Bottlesville. Right, rest. That's what I'm trying to do here. I knew I had to think of something. Bologna. Cup game. Need the good players, Sean. But that was a good start for the new tactic. Clean sheet. 4 goals. I'll check actually shortly. I'll take a guess and say a lot better than Man City. Although City were only 6 points away from being outside relegation from catching Everton, so we might actually have a sneaky chance of being in the Prem next season. They did all right during the last stream. And it's flash up. You know what? That's probably. Oh, I deleted it. If I just click Man City, that probably would have been a lot quicker than going through this. They are first this season with Deschamps in charge. That's right. It's been the case for a few years now, so that's not super surprising. They are absolutely smashing it. Everton won their game in hand. They're a bit cooked now, City. There was a brief patch of hope there. Forest climbed big time. They were down like 18th or 19th at one point. We took the best player for not much. What's happened there? Anyway, Liverpool, let's check how they have been getting on. They've not won it that often. They've been like, for lack of a better term, they were last couple of years they've been very like Arsenal-y, like just qualifying for Europe. I know it's awful, not really current, but they have been, you know, it seems the best. They were pretty good when the save initially started, backed up. Well, they didn't back up. They came second 25-26. Then won the next two, a fourth, 2 straight wins. Haven't won it though since 2030-31. They've been mostly top 4 apart from 1 year. But they've just fell off of late. So that's a little bit surprising. How long's Deschamps been there? 2034. So that does kind of check out with his time in charge, actually. So Didier needs to get his act into gear in Europe and win them something, well, maybe not Europe, but needs to win them something domestically. But that's how Liverpool have been getting on. But they are on track to win it this season, to be fair, aren't they? They've got like a 13-point gap, which is massive. Yeah, we should come. Yeah, that's going to be what's going to be interesting. Like if players kick up a fuss about being in the championship, which I'd expect to be the case, to be brutally honest, but the transfer budget was already 129 million. I can't, unless they spent a lot of it in the like half of a window after we left, or after we confirmed that we were going there, I don't think it will be too much less. So we should be in a decent spot there. we should have a lot of money to spend, and hopefully, if players do want to leave, we'll a lot more. All right, here's the Wednesday games. While we gear up for the home leg of the Coppa Italia semis, not quarters. Balls that up earlier in posting. Liverpool have destroyed Man U. They might be going for the double this season. Lille are good. Lille are good. I really should have kept an eye out for that job if it ever popped up, because Lille are dangerous. Like those sort of players, holy. How's he only 3-star current? I'll add him now just because he's going to be absolutely good enough where we're going. Nice have got past PSG. Tottenham, late goal to beat Inter. They're still kicking Tottenham. They barely got into the knockouts, just like us, the defending champions. They've got a lead over the tournament favourites. So that's interesting. And Liverpool have got a very similar scoreline to us, and to a slightly lesser extent, Lille over Porto. So a couple of teams looking good for the quarters, touching wood. But that Lille team, even back at Betis, anytime we played them, they were a difficult team. Well, I don't think we ever have beaten them. So that Lille team's quite interesting. Don't think they've won anything of note, being in France, because PSG tend to do that, but they've certainly got talent. Okay, so Coppa Italia coming up. Into Roma on one side. We've got Bologna, which, to be fair, is probably the nicest draw we could have asked for. I think we want those guys involved. Actually, is it the same day or not? Because we need old. Yeah, because Forte is injured, so just to make sure we've got a bench. This game's on a Saturday. We are playing on a Sunday. Give them 45. So we'll give those guys 60, the guys that we're probably not going to use. Yeah, you can have a 60. You can have a 90 because you're a goalkeeper. Sonati, you can have a 60 as well. I think that's about it. You free, I might actually use. You think a club of City stature, though, even if they get a reputation drop, would still be able to have a pretty good window by championship standards, and with the money, yep, should be a straight back up job. If they end up going that way, which unfortunately is looking like it might be the case, because yeah, 9 points behind Everton now is a bit of a tough one. Diaz not going that bad, Sean. Not have a go at him quite yet. Yeah. It was 9 points after Everton won before. It was only 6 when we started the stream. Gee, that did go to England cheap club list. Oh, okay. All right. It's just true. So he should be fine for the cup. Let's give him 4 days rest. And probably go to see us because Fernandez is at a recent injury. I think he's the one actually training for that position now. What do we do here? Bragantino gets a bump. I'll need to just quickly find a centre back. La Rosa, I think, yeah, you were actually in this team earlier in the season because you wanted to be a impact sub for some reason, even though you're not very good. So we'll give you a little boost up to the first team. Right, England. nation. Championship good. Columbus City are still worldwide rep. So that's going to be quite wild in the championship, with a bunch of teams who are considered national. It'll obviously drop and they might go down to like a continental. I don't think they'll go all the way down to being national rep. Yeah, but they are going to be just have the pulling power over everyone. So that is going to be crazy, but it ain't looking great for City. Who have they got coming up next? Tottenham away. They have just been battered, to be fair. That's not till the 17th of March. Goodness me, they've got a big gap in games. Don't have to worry about them for a while then. But yeah, they won't drop that much rep-wise, would they? They'll be continental, I guess. With being a club that's semi-recently won Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues. Into 1-0 early over Roma. Not the biggest win at home, though, for those guys. Oh, that's a bad injury for you, but you're not very good, so we'll kind of happily take that one. Sorry, Lucas. So war between Udinese and Empoli. We could potentially have the most stacked championship team of all time next season. We might have to try and go invincible in the championship. Actually, right, we won't touch that because it worked well for the previous game. We'll just leave that alone. Unlike what we're doing with our previous tactics, we'll just stick to what worked. Because if we did everything the assistant recommended, we probably wouldn't have won that game 4-0 before. But Bologna, so we're going to do just the first league again here because the next league is in like a month and a half's time. A team that we drew with 3-3 last game of last stream. And it took a real late tactic change to even get it to be a draw for us. So, yeah, hopefully we're going to be better this time at home. We'll rock that same team because we probably can rest them in the Champions League, honestly, with a 4-goal lead there. Just La Rosa coming onto the bench with the injury brief one to Galatolo. But otherwise, to see us starting, same team though that got the job done over Eintracht Frankfurt. Now, please no gifts for them today, Golob. Whatever you did in the last game, do that again, because you were pretty solid there. Didn't ever actually feel hairy with you in that previous game, so let's keep that up. Well, that probably was a bad choice for me at the end of last stream too. I subbed him off after that, but I kind of felt like I just sent a message there. 2 in 3 games. Harmon wasn't much better when he came on. Wonderful start to the game there from Bologna. That is one of the top 5 leagues in Europe there, ladies and gentlemen. The cup, but still is team quality. Anyway, let's see if we can keep the momentum from that battering of Eintracht Frankfurt with this Tiki Taka that we're rocking with here. Deckenbach gave him space. Didn't take a shot, but Regan Hogarth, well, he is on fire. The Forest man, how are they improving when we took him? There were 2 reasons I did that. One, the only other guy I could take was from Man City, and that would have been really dumb. 2, we needed someone in that position. And 3, he's really freaking good, and I thought it might actually help Man City out a little bit. How have Forest got better without Regan Hogarth? They should be collapsing. They've got a really nice run of fixtures, I suppose. But anyway. We've got a nice 1-0 lead early. A lot earlier than we did in the Champions League. Hopefully this might be a potentially similar case to what we did in the first leg of that, where we can go close to putting these guys away. What's Bro doing here? Deacon back, there's a guy right there who's like unmarked, although now hopefully Torres will pick him up, but still, you could do something there, mate. Like, you're lucky you missed that Deacon back, because I would have probably gone for you there with what I just saw. You were not really doing anything where you were standing there on that set piece. Getting involved in this though, that's not great work. Because that would have been, yeah, Torres with the pass. So Bologna are back on the pearl. Gui on the ball. We should get that though. Nice work from Gio. Over to Golob. Smart option from you. I rate that, Golob. Maybe there's an instruction that we play out short in this tactic that, well, touch wood means he won't do such dumb shit. Really swear, but he was awful last stream at times. Long high like this, we're taking our time to progress up the field. Obviously, much lower tempo though, you kind of expect it. Jeez, we give them chances to get their ball back sometimes, but we're keeping it just. Deacon back, blasted him nearly before. He scored a goal after all. That's a fair play. 2-0. Martino Deacon back. Almost gives away a goal at the other end. Scores one when it counts. But a little bit lucky that Torres was able to just keep that ball for us. Nice pass to pick out DL. Little back flick to Deacon back. Nice touch from him there. Not great from Kanga from that angle, but 2-0. We're looking good here with the Tiki Taka, which is encouraging. The shots to shots on target to ratio I'm loving. We're well in control of position, which we weren't doing despite using a control position tactic. Makes sense of that. But we're dominating games now. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes when we take on like elite opposition, because I don't think we've done that in these 2 games. But we're looking good. We'll get Leone off on a yellow for Fernandez, really the only option. And otherwise we'll just leave it as it is. And tell them that maybe they can do better. But 6 goals scored, none conceded in the last 135 minutes of football is a lot better than what we were doing the end of Thursday night. As Hogarth's on the free kick. Okay, usually it's a Drago. That might have changed as well. Since we got him in, that one clips the bar. Because the Drago's not exactly a bad free kick taker either. But Torres, that's what is that? What is that pass, bro? Win it back, guys. Let's sort this out. Come on. No, 29 years got cooked. Is that you, Hogarth? It is. Socialek. Don't concede now, fellas. So there's a bit of effort going in at the back. I rate it. Compared to what we were showing previously, we're looking like we actually care now, which is nice. Give prayers out when we hit the hour mark. Graf's got a yellow, so we'll make a sub shortly. We'll get Torres out to left back and bring on Hu Flangdang. Cosberg. You can see I'm still checked in here, obviously. Oh, love that from Graf, despite being on the yellow, and we somehow get that back for a DL. Raphael, not going to go forward as much as he probably used to. Now he's a DLF. We are just taking the mickey out of them here. We're just trying to invite them forward to open up those gaps. Got to engage them first, lads. Now we do a bit more. Torres, Raphael. Torres pings it out to DL. Heads it in there for Raphael. Out to... Okay, that was interesting. But we'll get it back to build again. DL. Chests it down. Good touch with his foot. Takes on his man inside the box. DL. Oh, he's going to go... No, not going to go all the way. Raphael. Udraga, Raphael. Looked offside. Looked offside, honestly. I'll put a sub through. I think that one's not going to count. It just looked way too not great. Something's wrong with my eyes. It's 3-0. Don't get a replay, which I really would have liked there, because I swear that Raphael was offside there. But, well worked. 3-0. A very nice spot here. Not quite halfway through this Coppa Italia semi. Not even quarter. Yeah, got that wrong. But this is working quite well. Forced save there out of Kamga. Not sure if it was actually going in, but he's flapped it away. So we're getting a fair bit of Matchbox 20 earlier today, aren't we? Don't hate it, but less than an hour and it's been notable. Raphael over to Hogarth. Off he goes again, the former Forest man. And there for Udrago. Did some great work, but puts it the wrong side of the post. Nearly made it 4-0 here as well. Keep an eye on fitness, but yeah, now we do need to make a sub. Camacho's a bit cooked. It's in the Kana. No one out there's playing poorly, really, though, are they? Well, there's no real need to make subs unless people drop to the red hearts like DL just has. So before that next sub goes through, we'll get to Silver out there as well. So one sub, one stoppage left, and that'll be Udrago. So off comes the captain. Get Diak on there. Here's one training in that position. Looks like it will be 3-0 going to Bologna in a month or so's time, and that is pretty good considering. 3-3. Only 2 games ago against those guys, so I think this is working quite well. Certainly not as well as we played against Eintracht Frankfurt, but we're making it hard for the opposition. They're getting a lot of bad ratings. So it's going well at the moment. Not sure if taking on anyone good yet, but it's going well. And we've got a 4-goal lead going to that second leg of the Champions League, so we might even be able to have a little bit of a play there if we need to with rotation. But that's a nice comfy win. Inter have got a bit more to think about when we get to that stage, because that next game is a fair way later on. And admittedly, our games around it aren't too difficult on paper. Lazio and Inter final month of the season are a lot tougher, but handy. And we do have, actually, we have an international break after Perugia as well. So yeah, we'll see what we do with the team for this Champions League game. But when you got a 4-goal lead, it feels like an opportunity to make the most of it. Especially because we really need to fire in Serie A off the back of last stream. Roma are decent, but dropping points to Bologna and AC Milan, the way they're going here, isn't very good at all. As Villarreal sacked their manager. As our scouts get busy, which will help our shortlist going to City, but not much else. Because we can't do anything here. Not that we'd really want to now we're leaving, but anyway. Alright, some of these guys aren't quite good enough for us, but to be fair, probably going to be really good for the championship, but we'll have a very quality shortlist when we get to City is the idea. So if any of these guys actually want to come to us there, we'll know that they are definitely good enough for top tier football. Okay, Eintracht Frankfurt are kind of falling off a cliff. It looks like. No, I want to look at them their game. Yeah, they are on the slide. So you might have gotten them at a good time. Admittedly, one of those was caused by us, but they even got bettered by Bayern, who hadn't been having a great season. They're starting to get a little bit more interesting, Bayern. Be fair, they're not in Europe anymore, so it might help. But Malacao knocked them out. Hopefully they do the same to Real Madrid. That'll be quite fun. See what on earth's going on with those guys. As I get some sport ready to go in the background. Right, you two will not be involved here. I'm going to drop you back down into that team actually, and you can play this next match. Because Galatalo should be back for the next game. If only on the bench. Now, who still needs a rest? Because we might give those guys a break here. Probably smart option, so we'll change our midfield. The rest of these guys, though, are just being rested because safety. Did we change him? Yeah, we did. Okay, cool. Just making sure. We've got them training the new roles. You must not have had too much experience there yet, though. Okay, there we go. So here we go. Here's the other side of the draw, which is playing on the Tuesday. Liverpool were good to go through, and they are. Lille go through over Porto, but Porto did come back there quite strongly. PSG with a big enough turnaround to go through 7-5. Tottenham knock out Inter. I don't know if I like that or not, because now they can focus on Serie A even more. Bearded Twig, I hope you're doing well, man. Been a little while. Hope things are going well. Yeah, I don't know if we like Inter getting knocked out there by Spurs, who are having a real weird defending champion campaign, qualifying in, I think it was like 24th for the knockouts. Now they've actually got through the quarters. Yeah, Porto actually went quite closely against that Lille team I quite like. So the French team's looking all right here. Nice push PSG quite close. Liverpool go through clearly over Man U. They're having a season and a half. And we've got a 4-goal lead against Eintracht Frankfurt. Famalicão 2 up over Real Madrid. Fenerbahce and Barca are all tied up. Real Betis, our former club, 1-0 up over Arsenal. And it's ZXG with the raid. Thank you, my man. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the chaos at Napoli. our one and only season here, as it turns out. We're going to try and win some silverware. We've got a 4-0 lead heading into a second leg of the Champions League round of 16. So hopefully you're going to see us get through this. We had to change our tactic going today's stream because we had an awful pitch of form to end the last one. That happened out of pretty much nowhere. So we've just been changing our tactic to a Tiki Taka today, and it's worked quite well so far. So hopefully it continues and we can go for the quarters of the Champions League. Might even take on the club we won a Champions League with in Real Betis. So that could be fun, but we're just going to consider some potential rotation here. Probably should have gone back when I can't do that hover anymore, which is annoying. We've got one more game in the international break, so we probably should be okay. Galatello's had a flu. We'll probably just go with this team, honestly. I might chuck Fernandez out there instead of Leone and go with the young centre-back pairing, but otherwise we'll go with that team and hope that they can hold the lead. We've changed the midfield up quite a bit. Got to turn in. All good, mate. Thank you very much for the raid. We'll give you a shout out while I'm on it. Sorry for the mic bump there, people. But always greatly appreciated, man. Now, prediction. So just for the second leg, because otherwise it wouldn't be very exciting. With a 4-0 lead, you'd hope. So just for the second leg, that prediction. Away at Frankfurt, Deutsche Bank Park. Media apparently giving you a lot of credit, even though you didn't win a game in 4. But you are getting better, lads. Here we go. Ooh. And a sub from Benny. Goodness me. Thank you, Benny. 3 months in a row. You are a beautiful human. Hope you're doing well, Benny, as well. But here we go. Second leg of the Champions League knockouts. We want to go... Well, we definitely want to win this in our only freaking season here, don't we? Before we go to Man City, potentially in the Championship. Because it was just too interesting not to. Even if they do stuff it up. Right, I forgot to pause the music. Never mind. Right. Hopefully don't get punished for that. Maybe the game knows I had a FIFA song in the background. FIFA music during FM. Drive by. Oh, all good, Benny. Thank you very much for the sub, though, mate. Always greatly appreciated. Love your work. Hope things are going well for you. Yep. Have a good night too, mate. Get that sleep in before. Well, I suppose you're in America. It's less of an issue during the World Cup. Not that it's for me either. Time zones are quite nice, actually, for the World Cup next week. That's going to be great fun. Actually, I was going to check there. What day is the New Zealand-Iran game? Oh, that came off the post. I thought that was going well over. So if it's on the weekend, I might actually have to do a watch-along for that day. Because it's definitely like a 3 PM kickoff. So if it's on a stream day, we might end up doing that next week. Praise, don't encourage, Sean. You've got a 4-goal lead. The players will have a massive sulk if you encourage here. Right, good foot in there from Halal. We hoof it, clear Raphael. Won't win it. DL will. Then Raphael runs away from the ball. I suppose he's a deep lying forward. It does make sense to run away. As Brown picks out Maya. Uh-oh, guys. We've been so good since the tactic change. Okay, still got a 3-goal lead. It's okay. It's okay. Golob, you don't cry too hard. Don't need you to lose your head. You did that enough last stream with those absolute gifts you were giving the opposition. But Maya, he did cook Torres here a bit, let's be honest. And unfortunately, Fernandez tried to help out. Yeah, be fair, it's a good finish. It's a good finish. Don't get too upset, Golob. Don't get too upset. We've still got a 3-goal lead. I've got some guns to bring on off the bench if I need to. Why can't I shout? Game, why do you do this to me? In like really important moments. Arsenal 1-0 up over Betis, so that's now locked up at 1-1. I think that's who we might take on next round. Personal interest, Betis would be amazing because our former club. But of course, being Mikel Arteta is always fun as well, hopefully. Now, if we can score a goal here, that'll be nice. Oh, he's onside there too. He's absolutely poached that, Raphael. Got our 4-goal lead back. As a proper poacher's finish. Lovely work. Graf up to Diao. He pulls it back here for Camacho, who probably thinks he's got a chance of scoring it at this point. Then Raphael's just made sure of it. Starting to find some goal-scoring form. It had been a long time since he'd scored. Was close to an assist record, our striker. But he's now starting to score a bit more as well. Actually having a sneaky good season. I didn't realise that till I checked a stream or two ago. He's well in double figures on both goals and assists. So one of the more important players up top. Here's Hogarth. Up to Raphael. Speak of the devil. Halal. Graf. Diao. Lovely ball for Raphael. He's on an absolute fire. 2-1. Misery compiler. 6-1 on the day. We're going to be able to rest some people big time in the second half. With a 5-goal lead now. As long as it stays that way. But this ball here is absolute money. Just as Raphael makes that run. Lovely first time finish too. Liquid football with the Tiki Taka. We're looking good. Really good. Should have used this from the very start. What was I thinking? Barca 1-0 up over Fenerbahce. Real Madrid had 0-0 with Famalicão. Of course, they were 2 goals down after the first leg. So Real Madrid in trouble currently there at the Bernabeu. The Famalicão team that also knocked out Bayern might be about to make the final 8 in this comp. Okay, Raphael nearly wins the race there. Thankfully didn't kick the goalkeeper's head in. That would have been poor timing. Rather thrown this, which is interesting. Oh, if we won that there, the goalie might still have been a bit out of position, but fortunately can't quite. That's a nice ball there for the man who misses the target. I think it was Foucault. It is. Don't say that one too quickly. You might get a swear jar. As Arsenal go 2-0 up over Real Betis. Real Madrid. No, not now. Real Madrid 1-0 up over Famalicão. So a bit of a turnaround there. Luis Enrique's bad time at Betis might continue, but we're in a really strong position here. 6-1. We can get some lads off. Camacho, definitely, if he's on a yellow. As well as Diao. Well, we may as well get Hogarth off, honestly. And who else is quite key? We've already changed the midfield. We're already playing our backup centre-backs. So there's 3 more players that we think about taking off. We don't really have a left back. I might get Torres off at the moment because Kosberg could use the game time there. So we'll make 4 subs and then we'll probably debate between Raphael or I don't even know who we bring on for Graf, to be fair. So that's probably might be Raphael. It just depends if he completes his hat-trick. But we'll get the people on because we're in a very strong spot in this tie with a 5-goal lead. We should be okay. Keyword being should, but it's looking good. Looking good to go through as it stands alongside Arsenal, Barca, and Famalicão 1-1. They've just made it there, so Famalicão might be knocking out Real Madrid. Betis have got a goal, so that's now all square with Arsenal as well. There's a bit going on behind my head where the updated scores are. Actually, there we go. That makes it a lot more easier for you guys, doesn't it? Although Real Madrid have just scored as well. So, although Famalicão are still in a good spot, Arsenal get back in front on aggregate. Only 1-0 there from the oh yeah, Real Betis cooked. Luis Enrique's ruining my club. But Militao still a couple of goals up though over Real Madrid, so they're in a decent spot now. De Silva's a little bit of a stinker since he's came on. But no one's dropped down to a regular. Could give Junior a run for Rafael, but on a hat-trick it feels like a really harsh time to do that sub. With 13 minutes left, we're giving Valtier some space. That wasn't great. They've made it 2-2 on the day. Not going to impact us too much, let's be real, but yeah, Cosberg just a bit slow there and picking up Valtier, and from there, we're just not really on any of those guys making the runs in behind. So, bit poor that, but I think we'll get away with it. Well, I'll be very concerned if we don't put it that way. There's only 12 minutes left for them to make it 6-2 on the day. Oh, my lord. Okay, guys. That wasn't a challenge. Jeepers creepers. Okay, Madrid are making that interesting. Okay, we've given Rafael a fair time to try and get that goal now, haven't we? But he is going to start. We might as well just... Okay, Rafael. It's going to feel harsh with only 2 minutes left, but let's just be safe. You had your chance. You didn't do it. A 2-2 draw on the road in Europe. We've had worse. We're through to the quarters of the Champions League. Pretty good. We're putting up a nice little European record here. That does go down as a draw, though, for that league. But Arsenal knock out Real Betis. I think Barca, that was a draw after the first leg, so I think that will be Barca going through. And I think for Militao, we're 2-0 up, so I think that's 4-3 in their favour. So Real Madrid should be gone. So a couple of bad results there for the Reals. Oh, you botless Betis. We've got Arsenal. Betis, you had a 1-goal lead, and we could have been playing my former club. Luis Enrique, you absolute joke. Sack him now. Betis, if you've got any balls, get rid of him. Goodness me, what's he done to my former club? Getting outmanaged by Arne Slot, for goodness sake. Barca did go through, and yeah, for Militao, they take on Barca. But we're on the bottom side of the draw, it looks like, so we'll have to potentially take on one of PSG or Spurs. Whereas for Militao up near the top, they're only third in Liga Portugal. What are they? What's going on? They're in the fight, so can't knock them too much for that. But he looks quite decent, especially for a centre back. Had a loan at Inter of all places. Yeah, okay, good midfielder. Walter Zarate. I suppose I've got decent players. They're one of those clubs, though, that always ends up like deep into a save. They end up really good. Really good. It's happened a couple of times. When I did the Icelandic Builder Nation, I remember them a wee bit. There's a club that would go quite deep in Europe. So Arsenal is popping up after Genoa. I think that means that Juve game just never happens. It just always disappears, that Juve game in Serie A at the moment. But before an international break, we have got Perugia. For those wondering, they are bottom on 10 points. They are the Wolves of Serie A this season. So yeah, hopefully we beat them and do it quite comfortably. Otherwise, we are in deep trouble. We've already gone a good way to stuffing up Serie A last stream. had a lead, then decided that the game decided our tactic wouldn't work anymore. So we're now 8 behind Inter, albeit with a game in hand. They aren't actually going awfully at the moment, though, it looks like, so that's a little bit interesting. But yeah, this should, in theory, unless our lad's already on the beach, be pretty alright for us. Especially because a lot of our first team has got at least a half off there against Frankfurt. Now, is Fortier actually back soon? Because I see our arse man mentioning it. You'd hope he's back after this next break. Now, is this game the same day for these guys? They're playing on a Saturday. We are playing also on a Saturday, so we better not play them for the youth team. So we make sure we have a full bench. Now, Fortea, you are not on rehab. Lies. Now, LaRosa, let's get you back down to that team, please. And for this next game, let's get the big guns out there. Might be a bit of overkill for 20th, but we need the results in the league. Oh, we can get their manager sacked as well. Happy days. Happy days. There's nothing personal. It's probably your team being bad and your club being a bit rubbish compared to you as a manager. But if I get the chance to sack someone, let me at it. I've got Sean Dyche sacked in the save, or Sean Dyche. That's silly spelling of his name. We got the former JDT manager sacked while we were over in Spain, which was great because always good when he would. That's great fun. He thought he was so great back in Malaysia. We proved him wrong back when we got him sacked at Deportivo La Coruña. Might be about to get our first person sacked in Italy. Maybe the only, given we won't be here next season. Inter playing Roma away. I tell you what, that could help us out a little bit. If Roma can step up for that one, because they're sort of hot on our heels. And second, now if we let those teams in third and fourth sneak a bit closer to us with those poor results we had late last stream. But we've been better today, touching wood. So let's hope that should continue here. Fiorentina after the break, a little bit more interesting because they've been good since they got the new manager. One of the few teams that have beaten us in the couple of streams domestically. For that last one we had. David Ancelotti turned them around big time. And she got a decent gap. It's like a weird one-off game, that Fiorentina one, isn't it? 10 days. Then we've got like 2 weeks. Anyway, weird scheduling. Okay, game time. Let's get a save on. Still utterly can't decide what it's doing outside weather-wise. Sunny 1 minute, dark the next. But here we go. the best team, I think. Who wants? Not that it matters. PSG and Real Madrid want Deacon back. I mean, he is a bootleg Manic Smirk, so I suppose it makes sense that those two want to try and sign someone similar to the best player of the save. Albeit we're doing a different role here now, so I suppose that it's a slightly harsh comparison. But there we go. Away at Perugia, bottom of the table. Surely, guys, you show up today and put a hurting on them. Yeah, look, hopefully we'll be doing well. Put a little bit of pressure there on Inter against Roma. They're rocking a 4-2-3-1 here. They've got a dead guy at right back, RIP. Hopefully Diaz about to cook him. And we need a win here. We need to try and put a little bit of pressure on Inter so we can hopefully close that gap and make that last game of the season where we host them a tasty one. But obviously, bottom of the table here, guys, so you need to just batter them here. You should be able to absolutely put a hurting on them. And it'll be very disappointing if you don't. And if you don't, we can pretty much kiss Serie A goodbye and just put all the eggs in the Europe and Coppa Italia baskets for trophies this season. As Leone finds Hogarth. Drago. Those two knock it about. Now Torres gets involved. Camacho, Deckenbach in space. Nice bit of work, and they've somehow kept that out. Post in the goalkeeper's back, I think. And it somehow didn't quite go over. Early chance, can't quite take it there. But hopefully it won't be the only one we get in this game. It's taking us a little while to get something else going, but just like I mentioned there, we've got a throw in inside the final third graph, but lucky there as he looked for Deckenbach. But despite a good foot on that from Lamidzi, again he gets involved but can't quite break it up. Now Hogarth's got space, squares it for Raphael. Lovely goal, not even an offside check. And the Brazilian continues a good little run of goal scoring to give us a 1-0 lead. A little bit fortunate to keep it there, and eventually Deckenbach, a really nice ball for Hogarth. First time, little dink in there for Raphael along the ground. Nothing they can do there. Provenzano gets beaten 1-0 to Napoli. Give some praise for that. Well worked goal. DL's a little bit tired actually, so maybe we go to Silver for the second half. It'll be the sort of game where we can give people a run. Hogarth's got an injury too. We'll try and get him through to half-time and make both those subs. But a bit of a concern there because Hogarth's been really good since coming in. But if we've got Lopafito and Junio who can do jobs there. But it wouldn't be ideal. As DR starts to come forward down the left-hand side, back in the box. Sizes things up, back for Camacho, Deckenbach, Hogarth. Scores with an injury anyway. Hopefully he isn't now pulled his ACL or something, but he's got a goal before he comes off to make it 2-0. So it definitely gives us the freedom to make some changes on the wings for the second half, because you need them in great condition. But Camacho with a lovely ball here, and Hogarth first time finish. Likes to hit it on the first touch. And a goal and assist now for the Englishman. Okay, Torres a bit tired as well, and Camacho, we might keep those in mind at halftime. Although, maybe not now. Cheers, guys. I literally was just playing my subs and you've stuffed it all up with the poor defence from the throw-in here. Look, how we give them so much space there. What are you doing, Torres? And how have you guys not turned around and stopped that? Leone should be... Both centre-backs have just forgot their jobs there. So that's awesome. 2-1. First shot of the game. Never change, FM. Never change. Or first shot on target of the game. I'll get the wingers off because they're both quite tired. Well, one's injured and one's tired. So we'll get Lopefido and De Silva on. We'll just do that, though. Graph isn't going well. But it's quite fit. Yeah, we might actually make that sub too then. We get Cosberg on it right back as well. So a couple of changes. I was hoping we'd be able to take Torres off actually, but not to be. Doing well, but capable of better. This is our first couple of away games with this tactic. We've drawn at Frankfurt. And now getting pushed a little bit by Perugia. So that's not really ideal, given these guys are 20th. Definitely does the job at home. The Tiki Taka. Might need to adapt a little bit on the road or think of something different. Still got a lead, but another goal, guys, would be freaking useful here. Because you're playing with your food for the first time in a wee while, where it counts. Well, Drago's going a little bit fairly out there on a 6.5. I might get him off while we get the chance for Diak. And just before that goes through, there's a highlight which makes me a little bit nervy because FM loves throwing up a bit of a just a curly one before you put a sub through, and now Lopefido goes down. That'll be it. With Drago, Rafael goal. Okay, you know what? I'll take that one. It's not always good, but we'll take that one. Lopefido still looks like he's trying to get his breath back or something, despite going down and holding his toe. But we've made it 3-1, so that's what we were after. Rafael gets himself on another hat trick. They tried to throw in a curveball there, if I felt like, but no, it's a goal for us. Happy days. So that 2-goal leads back. Lopefido's fine. He was just overacting. Classic South American. Now, we've got one subbing. Camacho's cooked, so we'll get Nakana on. Looking good for 3 points on the road. As expected, but still, got to get the job done. Sloppy goal just before half-time, but apart from that, been pretty well in control of this game. And yeah, we'll control this well. So a 3-1 win. Happy days. Good win. Starting to build some form back up. Now, how bad is the Hogarth injury? Hopefully not too bad. Five behind Inter, they play tomorrow. Hogarth, 1 to 2 days. Beautiful. Timed it well. Big gap till next game. He'll be sweet. Now, let's see as we get their manager sacked. Get in. A little bit less exciting than the other two, because we had history with both of them. Clean Dyche, because he's a name thief. And the JDT guy, because that's where we started in Malaysia. But 2 wins for the price of 1. Now, can Roma help us out here a bit? Come on, Roma. Third versus first. They're at home. Even a draw would probably cop. Start to put a bit of pressure on them. They're a bit comfy now, this Inter team. Especially with no European football, Blimmin' Spurs. To ruin everything for me in the safe. Yeah, that team's definitely relegated, aren't they? Holy, that's one of the bigger gaps I've seen between second bottom and bottom. 24 points. Not sure what league that was. Ah, one. Roma. You disappoint me. We are very safe all of a sudden for top 4, it feels like. 10 points clear with 10 games to go. Or Lazio. But yeah, Lazio thumped by Empoli, actually. So that's, I suppose, a good result for us. But yeah, not great. The Inter are just scraping by. And we're back out to 8, albeit we've got the game in hand, but they need to slip up if we want any chance at having a, well, chance to overtake them on the final day when we play them. So yeah, it's actually just a long week off this for us. I thought it was international break. That's after this game. So just a really long week off with a Monday game. But this could be a tricky one. Fiorentina, we did lose to them in amongst a run of really good form earlier this season. But this time we're at home, so hopefully that'll help. They did kind of better us. Yildiz Footballer of the Year. He's over at Bayern. There's other foot. It's reasonable. You know what? Yeah, let's try it. So then maybe you can kick the ball a bit better when you need to. Golob, that might be what's catching you out. Yeah, that's a huge gap there. It's in Serie D. Wrong tab. 24 points. You guys are rubbish. Vertical. Goodness me. But Fiorentina up next at home. Keep picking up the points, lads. Junior injured 1 to 3 days. Perfectly fine. Perfect timing, honestly. With such a big gap between games. Okay, Bologna, Juve. Ooh, Michelko might be about to give us some more money. And Bologna have taken points off Juve, so we have got a good gap now over 3rd and 4th. With game in hand over Roma. Would have preferred they, took points off Inter still, but either way. And a good spot for Champions League. Michelko, 5 more appearances, we get 800k. I don't know, we don't actually care about that at this point, do we, Sean? You're not able to spend the money either way, so yeah. And they do have Leonard Carl, who, despite looking star rating wise a little bit in this save, does get that award quite often. He's one of the better players here in Serie A. Raphael. We won't get involved. I'd quite like him fresh, honestly. Still a few days till we get this next game. The last one before the actual international break. Into Sassuolo, they will murder them. They should. Sassuolo are not much chopping this season. But I think now they were in the relegation zone. Not too sure if they're still down there in 19th or if they've got out of it, but they're definitely in that bottom part of the table. Fiorentina have played some Europa League, which should make them a bit more tired than we are. Oh, youth intake. Lovely. Probably the most meaningless one of the entire save, but we'll see if it's any good. I mean, it's new as players, which we could use, actually, so I shouldn't say that because we can't assign any people. Sassuolo 16th, not as bad as I thought, actually. But either way. Okay, we've beat Arsenal in the youth league, so that's encouraging, despite being outplayed, it looks like. Oh boy, that's a lot of people that got picked there. Youth intake, right. We won't attend the game. I'm trying to do things here. Oh, right, who are you? Mattia Pledente. Add to shortlist. I suppose we better sign you, but goodness me, you do look quite good. Oh, wait, I'm not allowed to. Okay. They won't even let me sign the youth intake players. Oh, okay. Well, this is pointless then. He's probably going to be quite good though, isn't he? 18 determination, perfectionist. Oh, look out when I get to City. He's all rightish potentially, so we'll add him to the shortlist. There's a quick look at them anyway. Seems we can't sign them because, of course, we can't. Clissuoli, they've literally blocked us from even signing the youth intake players. That's hilarious. Batola, decent little cam option. Bluni, a winger, probably more of a right winger. We'll add him to the shortlist because actually some of these guys I shouldn't have on the shortlist. Yeah, not quite the potential. If we get a New Zealander and you won't let me sign him, you better sign him. He could be the next Kiwi Messi. No, he can't. No, he's a centre back one. Maybe a DM with that height. He's the next Ryan Nelson, I guess. Henry Wilkinson. Where are you from, Henry? Are you from a good place? Where do I get your personal information? I want to see where were you born? Korea. Well, I can't see where he's from. Methven. Oh, absolutely. What a town. What a pub. Got a lovely pub in Methven. Okay. If only I could sign you. Right, there's our youth intake. We can't sign them because that kind of kills the whole point of it. You can have a game here. The under 18s. We'll give you a run. No, we're not playing till Monday. We'll definitely give him a game. These three, we better hold off. Better hold off on them just to be absolutely safe. And Sassuolo Inter. Not expecting a lot here in terms of help. I'm trying to curse it. Put the jinx on. Maybe I'll get this morale back up because the results should be helping. Yeah, that didn't work. 4-1. They're now 11 points clear of us. We've got 2 games in hand, but that's still a significant margin. Speaking of which, we'll get this Fiorentina prediction going. Decent team. Probably the best one we've taken on so far today, outside of Frankfurt, I guess. 3-1 loss against them away earlier in the season. And they're certainly close enough to a European spot. Ooh, Arsenal. Oh, let me at them while they're going poorly. Let me at them while they're going poorly. Little frog head, let me get him sacked. Set PSFC. So Fiorentina are 7th. They're a little way up. 3 points behind Atalanta. Recent form, not horrible. Once this eventually all loads, I need to get that thing that gets that going quicker again, don't I? Hogarth's got picked for England. Okay. Yeah, we'll ask the DOF. That's probably the sensible thing. The youth candidates beat out under 18s and pump them. Goodness me, Bruni was the best player. Well, not goal scorer anyway, but they pumped them. And they've signed people. Which ones did they sign? Juve have lost, so they're back in some terrible form. AC Milan 5-0. Prado doing all right. He did well against us, to be fair. Okay, I think they've taken all the good ones. They've somehow signed that Sana guy, but not the Kiwi, which is a shame. Might have to get him involved at City, if that's possible. So we've still found a way to kind of get players signed here. Yeah, Ancelotti. Sneaky lad. Bit me in the first game in charge, didn't you? Let's try and get some revenge. On a Monday. Jeepers, Venezia all the way down in Serie C. Jeepers, that's a bit rough for them. Right, we're going to just do what we usually do. Atalanta ones, they're charging away. See if we can actually get Fiorentina a little bit out of the European race here. If we beat them, Roma have dropped points, so there's a lot of drop points in behind us. Lazio will be loving that weekend. But if we can get a win here, it gets us in a pretty clear second. Right, Pons, you can go off the short burst. Same with you, Massinho. You definitely can. We nearly signed you, so I'm glad we didn't. Son, off you go. You can get off if you're playing for Wolves. Cool. Right. Should be into a game next up. And indeed we are. Okay. Okay, save on. Sorry, just getting that itchy eye sorted out. And here we go. Right. Oh, no, we don't. One more. Okay. Anyway. This time, Bologna have pumped Torino. Okay. Now we get into it. So, he's still not on rehab. Okay. It'll be sweet when we get back from the break, though. We'll go with that same team that's been doing the job for us recently. And hopefully get some revenge on these guys for earlier in the season. Come on, let's Gerben from the Vertical zone. Hard work, etc., etc. Yeah, I probably could use the revenge talk, actually, now I think of it. But here we go, the 4-3-3. As they rock the 4-2-3-1, they've got Carl's a right winger and Evan Ferguson up top. Is that where they loaned him, Fiorentina? No wonder they're falling behind a little bit compared to what they were doing. The man we signed at the start of the season who's going to be going there on a mandatory future fee at the end of the season because he was absolute toilet. So we better beat him. Didn't work last stream when we took on Roma and Benson, but hopefully this time we go right with this Tiki Taka, which has been pretty good so far. Right, encourage. We're starting to get some shots off. Well, that's a free kick here for Fiorentina. Pump it deep. That was initially good from Galatello. And we do get that ball. No, we don't. That's a horrific pass. Why is no one reacting? Not even Ferguson. Oh, what were you doing there, Captain? He doesn't play for us anymore. And the thing is, even though I kind of did want to get rid of him, it wasn't me who got rid of him. It was the frickin' director of football's transfer banned. He finally scores a goal, and it's against his parent club. Awesome. Why did he do a loan where he's available for them to play against me? Absolute F-wit behaviour there from the board. That's why you leave me in charge of transfers, you absolute mugs. Just because I'm leaving didn't mean I was going to terrorise your football club, you buffoons. Now you've done it for me. Oh, here we go. Hogarth's injured. Oh, this isn't going well. Right, Lopefido, on you go. Oh, that's annoying. Torres yellow, that's even more annoying because we really fin at wingback at the moment until after the break. Right, short free kick, thankfully. Graf, Deckenbach. Let's keep the ball here, fellas. Raphael, you've been great of late. Let's keep it up. Picks out Lopefido. Nice stuff. Need you to deliver today, Lopez. Deckenbach, given space. Good save from Pizzarro. Do we see the corner? We do. Okay. Udrago, you're going to do something good this time? Oh, you weren't bad actually, but Pizarro gets down. Why don't you pick out a teammate like that before when you're in your own half instead of giving up a goal? But we win it back. Hopefully there's still something to come for us from this. Graf up to Rafael. Nice ball for Lopefido. We're starting to get going outside that. Ball's up from... Oh, that would be a very soft pen, but I think Escribano has actually to pull at Lopefido there. It would be a very soft one, but it's been given. Ooh. Is he going to get a card for that too? No, just a talking to. Okay, so it's... Oh, the hot hand, not Udrago on a 6.3 to take the penalty. Pretty much decides if he stays on to get subbed it straight away this. He buries it, thank you. Right, 1-1. That sort of makes up for before. Only sort of, because, yeah. It was actually Lopefido who did all the hard work there. But sends him the wrong way, buries it bottom left, and our captain gets it back to 1-1. 6.8 for that, really? Goodness me. Anyway, what is that header for DL? There's no one near running onto that. Okay, don't let Ferguson win that. Good work, Torres, on a yellow. That could have been concerning. But now we spread it out to DR. Can we make it 2-1 just before the break? Udrago. Oh, here he goes. Don't think he assisted himself. That would take a bit of work. Right. Now he's made up for it properly. Now he's made up for it properly. Yeah, it should be a Dickenbach assist, not a Drago. And thank you, Johan Web, for the follow. Sure, bro. 2-1 Napoli. How you like that, Evan? Bored. Stupid bored. Getting rid of my players. I'm not blocking them playing against the parent club. Amateur hour. Jeez. Okay, half-time, 2-1 up. Beautiful stuff. Playing really well apart from the fact they scored their only shot with 22% possession. We'll get Kosberg on for Torres. Diaz not going that well. We'll get to Silver out there as well. So the young wingers get a crack. Doing well, but can definitely step up a bit more. Here we go. Got a lead. Let's hold on to it, lads. I've got a yellow in DM. Not bad. Not a bad spot to have that. As Pizarro takes his time as they play it out short. Try and hoof it deep. Graf wins it, but De Silva wasn't expecting it. And now they've got a fair bit of space somehow. And amongst all that, don't bring him down. Good-ish save, Golob. Would have been disappointed if it went in. But you stopped it, so I suppose we take that with you. Given the moment you had last stream. Leone, Kosberg, Udrago on a hat-trick. And that's a good pass from him. That one's also not bad. Now come in, De Silva. You had the space to just go down that touch line. The finish from you there is not great. Let's get one more, guys. Put them away, please. Udrago. Oh, Leonard Cowell's done a sliding tackle. We've played a back pass, which almost was catastrophic. Thankfully, we got it back. Oh, Udrago. Is he going to cook again? Kosberg doesn't mind a hit. Not that time. Getting the chances, just not quite putting them away. Free kick though. Udrago on it again. In the middle-ish. Lopefido is going to try and curve one. That looked close. That looked close, but not quite again. All right, come on, guys. It's time to put them away properly. Had enough chances this half. Let's do it now. De Silva. Back the Graf. Camacho. Leone taking his time up to... Oh, here we go. Lopafido in space. Lopafido. Awful shot from you. Goodness me. Gotta take one of these guys. Hoof deep. Dickenbach. Lopafido. Come on, guys. Have a go, Cosberg. You're a midfielder at heart. Come on. Have a bit of a crack at them. Leone does find Cosberg. Nice dink over the top for Lopafido. Maybe try and set up instead of score. Yep. Okay. Not the greatest setup there. Oh, okay. Never mind. A Drago hat trick. Lovely. He's definitely made up for the goal he gave away. But Camacho picks him out. One touch and just gets that under Pizarro. Wouldn't say it was best effort there. But it does the job. 3-1. We've got a few goalkeeping howlers go against us this season, so we'll take one from them. International break after this. They're not super concerned about fitness unless it goes down to a red. 2 more stoppages, 2 more subs at Drago. Got a hat trick. Pretty good game, mate. Pretty good game. Not perfect, but pretty good. Off you come. He's no Tim Payne, but he's decent. Is Roffa on the set piece. Let's not concede now, lads. Right, that's good. Now close that down. Yeah, good save, Golob. Reckon there might have been a player interfering with him there, but sure, ref. Still made the save. That's the main thing. Right, Galatello's a bit cooked. Let's get him off for that side. It's to see us because they play slightly different roles now, those centre backs. So got to remember that. Okay, it was a little bit hairy early. But the man who caused it came back and got a hat trick. And we pick up a very important 3 points in the league. Let's just hope it's not all coming a little bit too late after last stream. We get it down to 8 points with a game in hand. Good comeback win. Nice work from our captain. So international break up next. Happy with the way we're playing? Yeah, good time to score just before the half. Quick fire double. And we've got a pretty clear grip on second at the moment too, especially with the game in hand over Roma. And now Hogarth, 2 weeks. Not ideal, but timing-wise, it's not awful either. Okay, so we've got a little break to get through here. It's just under 2 weeks, so he won't be fit for Genoa, but will hopefully be fine for Arsenal if we get that far away for the first league. Oh, pass, Hannah. Sorry, we're watching rugby in the background. Should have been a Crusader try. So we don't need to worry about breaks or anything. All right, I'll just turn the aircon on in the lounge because it's getting a little bit chilly here, guys. Just give me a minute. Might also go for a quick toilet break too, so just give me a couple of minutes. We'll be back soon. All right, we're back. Okay, yeah, they just asked me a question before I went about Hogarth and he. Ooh, yes, please. Well, I can't use it, can we? They said he wouldn't be back for the next game, but I'm pretty sure he will be. The game that they're talking about against Arsenal, as we've got some people at the Euro under-19s for qualifying. Dino Saw, best player. Right, is anyone on rehab yet? Yeah, Fortea definitely should be, so let's get you into junior rehab. For the next time we play, you should really be the guy who's in there. Get you Graph Torres, sorry, back to being a left back, which is a inside fullback. Gotta remember this one now. Holding fullback. And then we'll get Graph on the bench for Sinardi, and that's what we can do. Get Bragantino back down to the under-20s. Okay. So that's just a bit of squad admin. World Cup qualifying against Spain. That more Italian heartbreak. What's happening there? Sorry, fingernail got caught on the desk there. Okay, the Verd's developing. Not, yeah, we're in that sort of weird spot, aren't we, where it doesn't really matter now. Yeah, reassign those. Good. Training well. Awesome. One of the youngsters that came through. Yeah, it's a big old game for World Cup qualifying. Spain, Italy. Right, still going through here. Just over a week until that Genoa game. Before Arsenal, the first leg, we were at home too. We didn't get a good result in that league. Keep the morale high. Goalkeepers are going quite well in training, which is interesting. The one's not called Golob. So, yeah, quite red card chance there in the rugby. Okay, he's winning that World Cup qualifier. Need it. Well, kind of want to check how much is riding on that. No way they can both be in the same group. That's got to be something quite wild because Denmark were battering Italy when they're in the group phase, I think. So this might be like a playoff thing. Oh, if Italy not made a World Cup again. Oh my lord. But if it would be pretty surprising if Spain also didn't top their group, but still, I kind of want to check out what was going on there. International roundup, right. Do we have any Italian? Yeah, we do. Italy, what's happening here? Playoff. Yeah, so Italy aren't going to the next World Cup. I've lost a playoff semi-final to Spain. What? Some of the teams in the playoff semi-finals are mental. France, Germany, Spain, Italy. What's going on here? Right, sorry, we're going to have a quick detour here. Okay, I suppose, okay, Group A is a touch wild, but there's probably wilder coming, given what I just saw. Switzerland checks out. Sweden, that checks out. Croatia not even making the playoff. That's a bit interesting. The Group E, suppose that checks out. Poor old San Marino. I'm going to work on them next FM. Yeah, Belgium did France. Okay, that's what happened there. Yeah, that one checks out. Yeah, Denmark did Italy enough, and they're not going. Hungary did Germany. Okay, Portugal did Spain. That is a brutal group, to be fair. And England were perfect. It was Scotland and Ireland in the same group. Oh my word, that would be an entertaining group. England, Scotland, Ireland, and then Slovakia to make up the numbers. Okay, so Italy aren't going. Germany aren't going because they got France. Oh, goodness me, this is European qualifying be wild. What are the finals? Scotland, Ireland. Oh, after all that. Slovenia, Turkey, Spain, Armenia. Okay, Spain are going. Norway, France. Oh, real life World Cup preview. Dickenbach. Yeah, I was stoked. Poor lad's not going to the World Cup though, is he? Because he's German. Yeah, red card in the rugby. Yuck, Blues, yuck. Okay. Got we're in match week now for this Genoa game. They're just outside the relegation zone. The three teams in the relegation zone, Torino, Perugia, and there's one more that I can't quite see. So I should remember. Vicenza are quite deep in there. I don't think that's changing a lot. So this is away, but we should, you'd like to think, be able to do a job here. Oh, he's playing for Israel. Fair play, mate. I think you guys were after the World Cup, weren't you? Right, that recovery sweet. I will just change this quickly to make sure we get a recovery date after Genoa. That seems like something we should be doing. And while I'm on the subject, let's get these Arsenal ones sorted out. Match tactics, please, because we're probably still learning a bit of this one. Let's change the recovery there to a match tactics and get the recovery match review the day after we play the arse. There we go. Right, that'll do for now. Can sort the rest out off camera before we get to tomorrow. Same time tomorrow as per usual, about 3 PM. At least that's the plan at the moment. Jeez, the scouts have been busy. You're not quite there. Okay, coaching advice. Let's get some of these guys working on some stuff. Yeah, sure. train that as well. Okay, way back up. And a bunch of Korean transfers. We can probably get some of those guys off the list now. Probably get rid of anyone who's not been scattered while we're here. And that is really tidied up when we go to the city and we know everyone's good on the list. Nope, why is Bun's deal? They didn't sign a replacement. That classic. That classic transfer clause, right? I should also actually check out here if some of these players are a bit cooked after the international window. Get them a bit rested, if not for this next game, then actually the Arsenal one, because we don't want them to be too tired for that either. Although it's not too bad. Hogarth is now on rehab. We'll definitely get him on that. 5 days away. You two are slightly tired, so we'll just give you guys a bit of a freshen up. Guinea, Bolivia off to the World Cup. 2038. So literally a World Cup while we get settled in the city. What's happened here? Yeah. Okay. Next gen. Right. I cannot scout these guys. Okay, do we know about them? Can I not? Okay, that's going to get really confusing then, isn't it? Lopafito's number 3 on the next gen. Fernandez, sorry, number 9. We probably, right, I'll clean up the shortlist now. Sorry, I'm going to have to do this at some stage. We'll get this sorted out too, and edit the search. No, don't exclude that for the moment. And also, not considered. I want to tie this shortlist up properly, so I don't have to do it ever again while I'm here. So you can go, because I don't want the white star potential people. These two, and then we can just get everyone below that. So from you to right down the bottom, shift. I can't remove people, that many people from the shortlist, can I? Okay. Oh, FM, you do me every time. Right, okay. It's not like I'm trying to put bids in for them game. I'm just trying to tidy this up. Shift, that one. There we go. Right, remove. Okay, let's put it from the bottom up. How about that? Because that seems to be the easiest way to do this. Dush, remove. Dush, remove. Remove. Okay, sorry, just got to get rid of all these Malaysian-y, mostly Asian players to be fair, who aren't really going to cut it at the level we're at anymore. We just want to make sure they're not really around. Be for some of them. I probably semi-decent players now, seeing the names. But just tie it up and we can add these next gen guys, and now I don't need to worry about it again. So yeah, add you to the shortlist. Coffee. You're good. Yep, we'll add you. Hinchcliffe. Sure, we'll just add everyone to the shortlist, seeing as we can't actually scout them. Belay. Should remember you. Neves Jimenez. Gravity C. Are you a newbie? Lobo. a Forest player that looks that's going to be hopefully gettable for us at City, even if they're a division above us, which is a wild statement, but it is what it is. Red Star, that's a club that we can go after. Hopefully West Brom as well. Bordeaux Glimt, Boca Juniors. Right now we're getting to the exciting. Naldi's on there. It's weird Batiste never had this many players when we were there. I've left and all of a sudden they think everyone's legit now. Despite the manager going a lot worse. Get a few coffees on the list too. Right, nearly there. Sorry, the scout all add to shortlist all buttons still don't exist in FM. We'll get this Genoa game and they'll probably do us for today. We won't have time to do Arsenal, but there'll be a very interesting way to start tomorrow. Hopefully get through them. Especially if Arteta's actually under pressure. Oh, Steven Gerrard's the England manager. Okay, didn't spot that. Wasn't expecting that. So we might have actually picked a really bad time to go to City. We could have actually been on for international jobs. To be fair, it is a very interesting job still. So I don't hate it, but yeah, no doubt there'll be a fair few international managers getting sacked after the World Cup. Now, just the group draw as well. Ooh, all World Cup stuff going on. Denmark and Portugal in the same group. How does that happen? Denmark get through over Italy, and then that was interesting World Cup qualifying. In Europe, to say the least, I might just see who actually won those European qualifiers shortly before this next game too. Harmon. Now, when's this game for you guys? Saturday we play. Also Saturday, so no, you won't play for them because we need you on the bench. Right, if I go to the calendar, can I see? Go back. That might be where. Yeah, that's where I want to see. So Scotland knocked out Ireland, Spain to get through. Norway, France aren't going to the World Cup. What on earth, Vieira? You knock out Germany, and then I suppose Norway are good, but jeepers, there's some big countries not going. Germany not going. France not going. Italy not going. This is going to be one of the more mental World Cups of all time. Is Ange's excited by us? Oh, here we go. Crusaders putting the hurt on the Blues now. Love to see it. Would love to see the conversion go over more. Right. No, we're not touching that, Sean. Remember, you're playing well so far. Don't touch the tactical advice. Fiorentina Perugia. You think Fiorentina would do them there? Celtic are destroying the Scottish Prem. Right, we're good there training wise. Okay, let's get a prediction going. Last one on the stream as we are away at Journeyman. Fiorentina better Perugia. Yeah, they are not very good. They're not actually that far behind Atlanta still, are they? Let's make myself a little bit less orange as well if I can. There you go. A little bit better. Oh, now this could be a helpful game. The derby. Inter v AC. Although AC have been a massive letdown this season, so maybe not, but still could be interesting. Weirder things have happened. Like 3 of the 5 nations with the biggest leagues in Europe not qualifying for the World Cup. Right, we are at game time, so we'll do a save and play this last game of the stream, guys. And then I will be off to watch the second half of this Crusader Blue game. And of course, tomorrow back at 3 PM, we'll get straight into the Arsenal semi-final. And no doubt discuss the All Whites in England, which is tomorrow morning. But let's hopefully pick up a good result now. Hogarth is not fit, so we need to go Lopefido. I should have done something different here. You can sit on the bench. I just shouldn't use him. So we'll just knock him down a bit here. Hogarth. Actually, we'll just remove him completely. It's probably an easier thing. So let's go with 14 subs for this. Still a good amount. Fortea is only 45 as well. Ugh. And Camacho's come back tired. Okay, Nakana has to play DM. Okay, we're going to have to shuffle a bit here to what we were doing a little bit more. And Nakana and DM. Should hopefully still be okay. Oh, they're dirty cheats, these Blues. Right. Oh, horrid bounce. Okay. Pick up where you left off. I guess we played well enough against Fiorentina. I think that was our last game. It's a while ago now. There's no secret, mate. Happy with our prep. Got to be 100% prepared. It's better than 95. There's no such thing as 110. It's just the same as learnings. It's not a real word. Lessons. But here we go. Can we hopefully close the gap on Inter? Away at a team just outside the relegation zone. They get us underway, do Genoa. And Torres just rips the ball off them straight away. Love to see it. Didn't do much off the back of that, but have got a couple of shots off. In, not much going on. Of course, we are playing with a really low tempo, so it's not super surprising. That is horrific at the back from us, but it's okay. We get away with it. And Diaz off down that left-hand side. Plays it back. Was actually for Dickenbach. Was wondering. There were about 3 players trying to get that ball. Oh, Drago's got space to run into. He's in good form. Off the post and doesn't quite sneak over the line. Big chance there for the captain. Got the hat-trick in the Fiorentina game, of course. Can't quite take that. Bologna beating Roma, that's a slight upset. The Inter AC game doesn't kick off until later. Right, goal soon, guys. It's a half hour in here. Want some pay for the possession and the fact we're getting off shots here. No Hogarth might actually hurt us in a game like this, the way he's been going. But Drago in the box. He sort of dummied to go down there, but didn't. Torres thankfully wins that header, so we're back on the ball. Switch out to Lopefido. Drago again. Lopefido, nice flick in there. Well, no flick, it was more of a drive. Looking for Rafael, but they blocked the shot. Ventolino now for Genoa. And that's the highlight, okay. Still not much doing in this. There's only been one shot on target so far. Yeah, it feels like we've been the closest to scoring with that shot that came off the inside of the post through the man who's about to take the free kick in a Drago. It's a short one. The midfielders link up. Go back to Graf, who's holding things down at the back. Nice pick out of Lopefido. Off he goes. Third on next gen. What can he do? I mean, guys, how are you not scoring that? There was literally a foot from goal. You just had to kick it. And we somehow haven't. Right, free kick. Find me Galatolo. He's unmarked. Find me Galatolo. Or shoot yourself, okay. Are we going to see the corner? We do, okay. Raphael to take it. Short for DL. Back for Raphael. Deacon back. DL. Raphael. Shoot, fellas. Stop mucking around so much. Oh. Good save from them, but this is where the lower tempo is a touch frustrating sometimes. It's been working so far. We did blow a couple of really good chances in that half. And knowing my luck, this will be the game that we drop points and also into find a way to stuff things up as well. Anyone playing poorly? Leone's on a 6.47 and nervous. We might get him off here for Fernandes. And just that for the moment. And I will have a little go at them there because the attack's been poor when we've had the chance. Just mucking around a bit too much. You've got the chance to shoot, then still shoot, guys. Oh, Raphael, surely. No. He could have actually probably would have needed very good vision for that, but just played that across for a running on a Drago, but at least we actually shot that time, I suppose. I'll contradict myself. Lopefido's a bit tired. Now, if he does get cooked here, we might need to go Junior at right wing today. Demand more, because we are still somehow not winning this. Bijrami plays it back. Guys, win this ball. For goodness sake, do not drop points to Genoa. So good for me today. Let's not get back into that ridiculous last game of stream thing that we were doing for a little while. Okay, Golob. Let's maybe... No, it's... Oh, both wingers are apparently playing well, so I don't actually want to take them off. Torres is tied at right back, though, so let's go for Fortea. Just that for the moment. Just that for the moment. Come on, fellas. Just second in Serie A against 16th. Let's, finger out your bums here. I know we're back from an international break, and that can be tricky sometimes, but let's go. Nice from you, DL. Might try and take this on entirely himself. No, finds Raphael. Raphael. Oh, okay, it's not the best chance after all that. Especially not to see the corner as well. Deacon Bark's going a little bit fairly. I might get Halal on for him. Raphael's not really doing it today. I'm tempted to go Junior, but then if I do that, other subs are a little bit weird. Stuff it. We'll go Junior up top. He's quality. Let's see what he can do. Fellas. Okay, we now have to change because that's not going to work. Yeah, I can finish to be fair, so we might do that. And also, instruction-wise, we'll up it a little bit. Try and get into this late. This DL is now cooked, okay. Come on, guys. Let's do something late, please. At higher tempo. got to go high here. Attacking. This would be a really bad way to end it today because we've been really good. But this is the one game we're going to stuff things up, is it? Yeah. Yeah, we are, aren't we? Bottles are back out. Okay. Nil Genoa, who are 17th. That kind of sums up the season, unfortunately. Absolutely all over them. Nothing to show for it. Should have won that match. Let's hope that saves something up for Arsenal when we get things going in tomorrow's stream, because we haven't been as good away from home. I will say that even Perugia, we went great. Yeah, we'll remain optimistic. Not sure we got Champions League branding. Inter have bet AC 4-0. We are really playing catch up now. We're 10 behind. We need them to slip up big time to even have a chance on that final match day. So yeah, it's a poor one. Needed a win there to keep it, even then it would have been. Yeah, still would have been 8 points behind with a game in hand, but still. 10's getting a bit rough. Thankfully, we are very clear in the second. Not that's going to make too much difference. Quick Man City check before we wrap things up today, guys, because obviously want to keep an eye on our future club, but starting to look like we're not going to pick up too much here before we go to City. They are 7 behind Everton, so they're kind of keeping that gap similar. I did see before they actually picked up some decent results of late. They bet Spurs, drew with Bournemouth, bet Tottenham, despite a red card. So they're a decent team. Did lose to Arsenal 3-0, so unfortunately they're playing those guys into form just before we take them on, with their goalkeeper getting a 4.9 and 2 serious injuries. So that's interesting, but Arsenal are second in the Prem. They are going to be miles behind Liverpool because Liverpool look ridiculous. They have just played FA Cup and got done after extra time by Nottingham Forest, though. So they might be a bit tired. Let's hope that continues. But yeah, they are quite up and down at the moment. So we'll see how things go. But that's what we've got first up tomorrow. A bit of Arsenal in the Champions League quarters. We'll also have thrown in there the second leg of our Coppa Italia semi, where we've got a 3-0 lead, likely to, it's only 1-0. Could be Roma or Inter in the final of that. And we've got some Serie A games where we definitely can't afford to drop any points now, guys, but I am going to go and watch the rugby, or second half of this. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. We won't do a raid because, I don't think there's many people around. Is there? No, there's not many. So I'll go dash pretty much straight away. But have a good day, guys. Rest of your day, night, whatever. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Arsenal, big game. Arteta's under pressure. Can we get him sacked? We'll see you tomorrow. Have a rest of your day, guys. Bye.